Hello, hello. Welcome to day one of 21 days of practicing releasing resistance. So, we're going to do three things today. Today is just going to be an introduction into the exercises that we're going to do together. And we're only going to be covering a few. So, it'll be different each day. There'll be some similarities and some differences. So, we're going to do three things. We're going to do some vagal toning, we're going to do some tapping, and we're going to do some energy movement or moving meditation. Alrighty. Yeah, ready? Okay. I'm feeling good these days. Okay. Yay. Vagal toning. So what is that? We have a vagus nerve that runs down our spinal column and it affects a lot of things. And if I have been noticing that parts of my body have been in a constant state of fight or flight, meaning they're very tight and tense, like we're ready to run kind of thing. My back and my calves in particular. So, um, vagal toning. Okay, so sorry. Let's back up. I'm still learning about the vagus nerve. The vagal toning is you you get yourself into a flight or flight response, and then you do these exercises to bring your nervous system back into a state of safety and relaxation. So what we're going to be focusing on is the bringing the vagus nerve into a state of relaxation and safety. There are a few ways to do this. Two of my favorite involve the face and the eyes. So the one that I do pretty consistently, well, actually, yeah, I'm thinking of two of them, and I'm thinking there's the second one that I actually do more consistently, which is breathing from the heart space. So you can close your eyes. Also, my coach has been taking me through this safety kind of um imagery thing of being in a cave with the boulder in front of the doorway, the entryway, so that I'm safe. Nothing can get to me. My body, oh, I need to sit back. I have a tendency to lean forward. So I'm gonna sit back. There we go. Totally safe. So the body can feel safe. And then breathe from the heart space. Breathe in from the heart space. And breathe out from the heart space. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. Now keep breathing from your heart space. Release your jaw. So let it soften, let it drop so that there's space between your teeth. It might bring a yawn, which is great. Keep the jaw relaxed. And then soften the eyes. So if you know how to do it, just do it. One way to be like, how do you soften the eyes? Is to kind of lift your face up as though you're feeling the sun on your face. And when you do that, it kind of naturally softens your eyes. And the muscles around the eyes relax and they drop. And I've noticed that when I really allow myself to do this, I can start to feel all sorts of muscles on my face relax and release and drop. It's kind of interesting. We have many, 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 many muscles in our face. So there are lots of them. So you hold this until one of three things or all three things happen. Yawn, swallow, or sigh. And there's the swallow. I'm sure the sigh is going to come. Um, this could take 5 seconds to 5 minutes. Give yourself the time because even though I was starting to relax right away, the longer I stay here, the more my body relaxes. So give yourself the time. Yeah, there we go. Nice. If you need a little more time, feel free to pause the recording. We're going to move on to the second exercise. So I invite you to open your eyes and just feel how you feel right now. Like I am so much more relaxed than I was when we started. My eyes are softer. I actually feel tingling in my arms and my chest, which is really cool. Yeah, I just feel a lot more relaxed and calm, which is fantastic. Okay, so the next exercise is really simple. And this is one, if you don't want to, because the idea is to do these exercises when you're out and about doing things. So if you don't want to have people looking at you, wondering why you have your eyes closed, here's another thing you can do that people really aren't going to notice. You keep your head straight. You don't move your head. You only move your eyes as far to the right as you can. And again, you wait for a yawn, a swallow, or a sigh, or all three, or a combination. Like there's the swallow. But I'm gonna stay here for a little bit longer for you guys. And again, the more you do it, the more your body relaxes. So feel free to stay here for as long as comfortable. It just isn't real comfortable for me to have my eyes stretched like that for too long. So I come to center when my eyes start to feel uncomfortable if I've relaxed. If I haven't relaxed yet, I will stay with it even though my eyes are uncomfortable until I get a response because it's that important. But that's why I kind of like the other one because I'm not stretching my eyes and it isn't uncomfortable to breathe through my heart space, relax my jaw, soften my eyes. That's a lot more comfortable. Okay, now we go to the left. Remember, keep your head straight and just your eyes go to the left. And there's that yawn. You can stay here as long as you need to. There's the swallow. Oh, yeah, I just felt something release in my torso. Oh, in my back, actually. Very cool. All right. And then when you're ready, you come back to center. Your eyes come back to center. And now I feel more relaxed, but I feel more in my body. And the way I know I feel more in my body is because I can feel more of my body. But like I'm feeling tingling and I can feel weight in my glutes actually and my the backs of my thighs. So that's a really encouraging sign. And my lower back. Yeah, those are all great things. We're reclaiming our bodies. We're reclaiming safety in our bodies, is what we're doing. We're reclaiming safety in our bodies. Okay. Next. So that's all the vagal turn. That's the vagus nerve exercises we're going to do for today. But a few other things you can do. I love hip circles. If you haven't done hip circles, the person I recommend the most is Dr. Bree. She's on YouTube. Her thing is pelvic health. She has a 14-minute, what is that? She has a 14-minute hip circle tutorial. And she goes in two planes. She goes in the vertical plane and in the horizontal plane, both, which I love. And what I just learned a few days ago is that hip circles or hip spirals, you can look that up on YouTube, tone the vagus nerve. I mean, I guess it makes sense because the vagus nerve goes all the way down to the sacrum, but I was like, huh. So, hip circles can help tone the vagus nerve. Box breathing helps tone the vagus nerve. Anytime you can breathe out slower than you breathe in, and the more you can slow your breath, which is why people count, because the longer you can um, make that inhalation and exhalation, the more safe your vagus nerve feels. So breathing's powerful. The exercises we just did, hip circles, I thought there was one other, but I'm sure it will come as we progress in this practice. So now tapping. So today I'm just going to introduce tapping. The protocol for tapping is you tap certain points on your body that basically reach all the areas of your body. So there is a specific protocol for what you can tap on. There are additional points, but there are the basic like nine. And then there's also a language component. You have a setup statement, and then you say specific things as you tap. Now, what I also learned was you don't have to say things. It is good to have an intention, um, but it is not necessary to come up with words. So what we're going to do is just simply have an intention. It could be wanting to feel safe in your body. It could be releasing resistance, and it can be releasing to resistance to something specific. Your choice. I'm simply going to tap and I'm going to internally think about what I'm wanting to focus on in this tapping session. I'm going to take off my glasses so that it's easier to get to the points. So, yeah. So what did I say was the first one? Because it was releasing resistance. Anyway, let's tap. So we start with the karate chop. So it's the side of your hand right in here below your pinky, that soft part. You take your three fingers and tap. Yeah, I know. Here's four. Three fingers and tap. And you just tap. You can tap for as long as you wish. And you can do either side. You can do both sides. Ooh, we can get. The idea here is to play. There is no right or wrong. There's only playing around to see what feels good to you. And it can be different every time. So some days, like right now, boy, this part of my hand wants to be chopped, wants to be tapped. There's the word. This feels really good because there's some sensitivity in there. So this feels really good right now. So I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. But yeah, so we start with the karate chop. Now, I will tell you this. I will tell you the words, the most basic thing you can say, it has to do with accepting and loving yourself. So even though I'm resistant to something, I unconditionally love and accept myself. And you do it three times. Even though I'm resisting something good, I unconditionally love and accept myself. Now, I guess there's a little more that you do on the third one, but we're just going to just repeat it for the third time. Even though, and yes, you can change up the language a little bit, even though I'm resistant or I'm feeling resistance, I unconditionally love and accept myself. Okay. Then we go to this point right between our eyebrows. So you take two fingers and just tap right there. And you know what's coming to me is I unconditionally love and accept myself. And then we go to see where your eye is. It's right there. You tap in that area. I unconditionally love and accept myself. I did not like saying those things in the beginning. I'm just realizing this is new for me to be able to say that with compassion and without resistance or disgust. Yeah, I've come a long way on my healing journey. Okay, now we're going to tap this soft spot right under the eye, not right under the eye, but under the circle of the eye, that bone right there. Tap there. I unconditionally love and accept myself. By the way, if you want to do two hands, if you want to do both hands on both sides, you're perfectly welcome to do that too. You can play around with which side wants it more. I'm going to stick over here. I unconditionally love and accept myself. They say to tap about 10 times. I just tap until I'm ready to move on. And so now we're tapping right here between the lip and the nose, right here. I unconditionally love and accept myself. I apologize if you heard my dog barking. Not very relaxing, is it? That's okay. I unconditionally love and accept myself. Take in some breaths. Always breathe. I had to remind myself, breathe. Okay. And then we're doing the cleft of the chin. So right in that indentation between your lower lip and your chin, right in there. I unconditionally love and accept myself. Okay. Then the next stop point is the clavicle. Now, it's really hard for me to find my clavicle, but it's like right around here. Again, play with it. Yeah, I kind of move around the area, hoping I hit it. Or my body just kind of know, oh, right there. You'll find it. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I unconditionally love and accept myself. Okay. And then we go under the armpit, like at the bra line for women, right there. You can do it like that. Here we go. I unconditionally love and accept myself. All right. And then the last spot is at the top of the head. I unconditionally love and accept myself. And that's one round. And you take a breath and feel into it. How did that feel? Oh, my hands are buzzing. Now, you don't do the karate chop again. If you do another round, and you can do as many rounds as you want, you can do 2, 5, 10, whatever. You go back to here. So here, 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 and down here. Okay. And then up here. Always up there. And that's it. That's tapping. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be working on setup statements for us to practice my hair um, as we go. Because this one that I did for 20 minutes, I will include the link to that YouTube video because it's powerful. And we're going to do our own version of it, but I need to study it a little bit. Okay, so that's the tapping. Now, the last part is energy movement. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some figure eights. I highly recommend if you've got the time to do some hip circles, hip figure eights. You basically you shift your weight to one side and then you kind of you thrust your hip forward, which makes the other hip go back, and then you shift to the other side. Bring that hip forward, the other hip goes back, and then you lean into it. And that's how you do figure eights. Okay. So, yes, I am doing it sitting. I didn't think I could do this, but I can. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to do eyes and then whole body. So we start here and we just trace around the eye in a figure eight. Now you can touch your skin or you cannot touch your skin. It doesn't matter. But we're just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and then we go the other way. So I went up and over. Now I'm going over and up. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And then stop in the middle. Now take your hands like this. We're going to do figure eights this way. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do it a couple more times. And there you go. This is what we're going to do every day for 21 days. Some days the routine will be longer, some days it'll be shorter, but 10 to 20 minutes is the goal. And we're going to do 2 live events. So please sign up when on the link to the sign up so you can get the link to join me on Zoom. All right. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.